I'm Cori Bush, nurse, pastor, single mom. Like you, I've wondered, where's our justice these last 20 years? I've struggled paycheck to paycheck, asking where's our progress? And as a black mom, I'm sick of having to say, just make it home safely.
I'm Cori Bush, and I approve this message.
Because Lacey Clay hasn't risen to meet this moment. He's presided over 20 years of decline. It's time for a change, for new leadership that works for you. It's our time to make history.
This is the home where I grew up. As a child, my dad, he made sure that I knew that I was loved. He made sure that I knew that I was accepted just the way that I am. And he made sure that I understood that my black life mattered. My dad's heart was to touch each person. My heart is to see change for our community on such a big scale. My heart is to help other people to not feel that pain that I felt within all of the things that I've gone through. I don't want anybody else to end up in any of those situations if I can help it. I just got to see change for our people so that our lives are better. And I don't mind getting in the dirt to do it.
Cori, sis, congratulations. I just wanted to send this message to say that I am so proud of you. Your resilience, your courage, your fight and passion to do the right things for the people has paid off. The people believe in you. I believe in you. Expect Us believes in you. Since 2014, we have been going through so many things together, from tear gas to being arrested, just fighting in the streets for our people. But you always knew that you wanted to make change in office. You always knew that your passion was being a change maker in legislation and policies that will actually help and benefit our people. I'm so excited about all of the change that you are going to make. I'm so excited that you won this because it wasn't a win for you. It was a win for us when we have genuine and real people in the office. But with this comes the character attacks, the naysayers, the name calling, the hate, and the nasty messages. It's going to come. But I want you to remember that the center of who you are is just a genuine, gentle, amazing person in this world. The change you are going to make, the impact that you are going to make. Speaking for those who cannot speak for themselves, who are taken away from us. You get to be the change for them. You get to make change for them. I love you so much, sis. And I cannot wait to see what you do in this office. But I just want you to remember, always, the people. That's who this is for. Our ancestors and elders, us, and our future generations. Making a difference for them. And I know you're going to do it. So I just wanted to send you this message. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. When it gets tough, when it gets hard, look to the people of Ferguson, to the people of St. Louis, to the people who have uplifted and encouraged you all the way till now. We got your back. We are here for you. You did it, sis, and I'm just so proud of you. I love you. Peace.
August 4th, I'm gonna pull that Bobo Bush. August 4th, I'm gonna pull that Bobo Bush. Well, it's that, guess what it is? It's that Cori Bush. Down in Missouri, with a steak. It stays red too much. Now it's time for a change. And Bush is A, that's what's up. Cori Bush, we gonna vote for her. Cori Bush, it's time for her to do. In Missouri, we're gonna change it from red to blue. The blue state, show me, St. Louis, Missouri. Vote for Cori Bush. All right.
Grace, and I'm an organizer with Sunrise Movement. And one of my favorite memories from the campaign was probably our first phone bank that we had with Sunrisers from across the country. We'd been having phone banks here with a local little hub for the whole summer and even before then. And it was always really great to be on there with everyone we knew. But I remember logging in for the first time with folks from across the country after we had the National Sunrise endorsement, and just seeing more of those Zoom boxes come up and keep coming. And there were people from all over the country and even from outside the country. And it was just so exciting to feel the energy and the excitement and the support that Cori had from people everywhere. And that they really believed in the movement that we're building, and that they were able to help put Cori across the finish line.
You've opened yourself up for a very controversial question that might ruin your political career. Flats or drums?
I'm sorry, but it's flats for me.
Thank you. Listen.
Flats. It's flat.
Listen. I wasn't sure before, but now we definitely got your back.
Listen,
We definitely got you.
I'll put your sign on my lawn. I ain't even this figure. I'll put your sign on.
I'm someone who never thought I would ever run for Congress. I'm running for this seat because change has to happen. I'm running because my son's life matters. My daughter, her life matters. And it's time for St. Louis to grow and to prosper. And that prosperity has to be felt by all St. Louisans. We will have an amazing St. Louis. You deserve it. I'm Cori Bush, and I approve this message.
Congratulations, Congresswoman Cori Bush.
Thank you for being a reproductive freedom champion.
You used to be a pastor. If you could, what would you give a sermon on right now?
Love people. Love people, because to me, that should be the basis. That should be a primary requirement for holding any elected office, any public office. Because if I love you, then I care that you have food and that you eat. If I love you, I care that you have health care. If I love you, I care that the police don't murder you and get off with impunity. If I care that you live in safe housing, that you have clean water. If I love you, I care that you are not separated from your family, but on the basis of where you used to live and how you look, how you were born. If I love you, then I care that you get to love who you choose to love. If I love you, then I care that your body is your own and you get to make your own decisions for what you need if I love you.
I am so honored that I've been able to be with my sister Cori Bush from the beginning of this campaign. I remember back when we met in 2017, it was such an incredible time period, and little do we know what was ahead for all of us on this journey. When I went to her campaign office, when it first opened, I remember being so excited to see the enthusiasm and just the sheer number of volunteers that were ready to kick this campaign off. And as we traveled over the next year and a half together, I kept telling her, I was like, I know I am traveling with a future Congresswoman of the United States. I probably should have gotten an autograph. But seriously, though, I'm really excited that Cori will be in office representing not only St. Louis, but all of us. I have seen her sheer determination and true love for people. And I can't think of a better example of this than when I was supporting her from afar as she was struggling just to breathe from the effects of COVID, but didn't give up. She continued the fight. She knew that people were counting on her to pull through so that she could be in Congress and affect actual change. I know without a doubt that Cori is going to be a force to be dealt with in the halls of Congress, and she will be resoundingly fighting for justice on all levels. I'm so excited to be able to call Cori Bush now Congresswoman Cori Bush. Love you.
I call Donald Trump the big daddy of bigotry, the current father of racism. Do we want to bring more into these into elected office that are like him? No.
This is our moment. This is our moment. Black, brown, white, Asian, indigenous, immigrant, and descendants of Africans who were enslaved in America and first-generation refugees. This is our moment. Gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, trans, and queer. This is our moment. Young and elder, religious, atheist, and spiritual. This is our moment. The disabled, the misgendered, the marginalized, the counted out and pushed aside. This is our moment. The unhoused, the incarcerated, the out on parole, working class, students, the poor and the comfortable. This is our moment. The undocumented and uncounted, unable to vote or unwilling to hope, the overlooked, the exploited, the movers, the breakers, the builders, the shakers, and the laborers. This is our moment. Teachers, nurses, farmers, veterans, store clerks, hotel workers, firefighters and service members, engineers and electricians, those unemployed and those retired. This is our moment. Artists, activists, musicians, leaders, innovators and organizers, cooks, janitors, servers, union workers, postal workers, and sex workers. This is our moment.
All across this country, from coast to coast, people are standing up and fighting back, not only against Trump, but for an agenda that works for the working families of this country. And that is why today I am proud to endorse my good friend Cori Bush for Congress in Missouri's 1st District. Cori was on the front lines of the movement in Ferguson following the murder of Michael Brown as a protester, clergy member, medic, and victim of police assault. She's living with the burden of student and medical debt, and she knows what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. Cori is a true progressive who we can trust to stand with working people and take on the corporate elite of this country. Now, in this unprecedented moment in American history, we cannot slow down our efforts. We've got to accelerate. The truth is, despite the opposition of powerful special interests, together we are transforming American politics. And if we keep fighting, we are going to transform this country in November and in the years to come. But first, we have got to elect progressives to office, and we can start right now by electing Cori Bush in her primary on August 4th. This is an enormously important primary, and your support would be much appreciated. Thank you all very much.
What's up, Cori? Just want to congratulate you on your amazing victory and making history, becoming the first Black woman to represent Missouri in Congress. You represent everything this country needs to be. Your passion, your love, your dignity, your hard work, your relentlessness. It's everything I want my daughter to be when she grows up. So thank you for setting the example. Thank you for setting the pace. I fell in love with you when I met you back in December. And good to see we're going to be colleagues in Washington together. Peace and love. You stay well. We'll talk soon.
And your story is really moving. I mean, I was reading about the fact that, at one point, you had to leave your job. You're working in preschool education, lived in your truck, in your car for a while with your young children. You've been through those kinds of struggles. As you said, you're a working class woman. Do you think that that's what's missing in Congress? So many of those people are millionaires and multimillionaires. So many of them are not disconnected from the idea that $600 extra in your unemployment check could make all the difference in the world. That's something they can't relate to. Do you think the fact that you can relate to those kinds of struggles, do you think that that will make you a different kind of congresswoman, and in what way would you be different?
Yes, it will make me a different congressperson. I think that we need to have different people from different walks of life that represent our country. And so this district is, we have a lot of poverty. We have, but we don't just have poverty. So we need people who can represent on different levels in Congress. For me, being someone who has lived out of my car, let me tell you, that pain of the struggle that I've been through, I can still feel that pain right now. So that pain is walking with me into the doors of Congress, and that's what's going to feed me. That's what's going to fuel everything that I do. That, and then what I've seen the rest of the people in our community go through, how much we have had to fight, and when we're looking at what's happening in other places, it's like, why are we fighting so much? Why do we have to struggle so hard, especially Black women in this community? We're fighting so much. Where is the relief? Well, I'm ready to bring the relief. I'm ready to be that champion because I've been fighting this thing, unpaid fighting it, just because we need a different type of life. We need quality to our lives. We have to stop surviving St. Louis and start thriving here.
Our next guest's life story is truly remarkable. Cori Bush. Congratulations on your huge victory.
With all the adversity, we just kept going. It's like, oh, you're the underdog. You don't have any money. You don't have any name. Your last name is Bush. Oh, you're a Black woman. Oh, you're dark skinned. Oh, you have braids. It was like all of these things. But we kept going. When we made it back to the office, DJ like playing music. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's dance. And then all of a sudden my team is like, psst, like, come here. And I'm like, what? They ushered me into my office and they're like, so they've called the race. And I'm like, it's 1% reporting. Like, I was crushed. I said, okay, I'm not going to look at my phone. Trying to watch a movie. And all of a sudden there's this notification that I was in the lead. And it was like, okay, wait. Everything, okay, everybody stop. And then I peeked up again. All I saw was Cori defeats. I jumped up. I'm like, somebody look, like, verify this. Okay, it's verified. And I'm like, okay, I got to pee. There are some very amazing people in your community doing great work, but didn't feel like they had the backing to be able to run. And that could be the person making a difference in your community. They just need your support. And they need to know that they can run because you will support them. How do I know? Because I am her. That's how I know. I am her. I only won this seat because people believed in me and because people, because people decided we're not going to just go with a name or what we know. We're going to go with what we need.
We fought for the right to vote, but still we haven't won then. Remember, we the ones that went from being pepper sprayed and tear gas to being sworn in. We could remember needing capital for office. Now our office is in the capital. The best thing about how we did it, it was all natural. I cannot express how proud I am of you today, Miss Cori Bush, the first. Nothing else even needs to follow after that. You've been amazing since day one. You've been a fighter since the first day I met you, and before that, of course. But I remember back in 2014 when we met in the trenches, and that's where we continue to be. The moment we decided to run for office, we knew exactly who we were going to be as elected officials. We knew who we were going to be while we were campaigning. We knew for a fact that when it popped off, we were still going to be in the streets. And that's where you could find us. And to this day, there's nobody that can say anything different. There's nobody that can go back and be like, no, they in the streets exactly where you were supposed to be. And you showed what politics can look like, what politics is supposed to look like, where are we going, where the trajectory of politics is going. Politics is rappers, right? Our next elected officials are rappers. They are entertainers. They are nurses. They are single mothers. They are the folks in our communities that seen every single challenge and barrier and can speak to being evicted, who can speak to not knowing if you was gonna pay this or pay that, who can speak to having to wonder where you're gonna sleep at, or having to wonder where your next meal gonna come from, or have to sacrifice your food for your kids to make sure that's what our next elected officials look like. And you are the epitome of all of that. When we look at you, we see strength, we see courage, we see the fight, we see amazingness, we see a Black woman, we see strong, we see all of these qualities that encompass you. You are amazing. You are a superhero. And this means so much to not just St. Louis, not just Missouri, but to the entire world, because you showed the entire world what was possible. Thank you so much for being persistent. Thank you so much for standing in your truth. Thank you so much for speaking truth to power. Thank you so much for being Cori Bush.
If we allow November 3rd to come and we wake up on November 4th and we don't like the answer, we don't like what we see, will we say, I should have done a little bit more? This is our opportunity to course correct wherever we can, and each and every one of us can course correct somewhere. You're here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And I'm asking you to think outside of the box. Get outside of the machine. This is how we do it. This is how it's been done. This is what's effective. Bump that. This is a new day. Do something different, because we're trying to reach people that haven't been reached before, or we're trying to reach people that have been reached that decided, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So how do we reach them? But I care about who our president is. I care about who the governor is, the lieutenant governor. I care about all of those seats and around the state. So we have to move outside of our little box, me and my three. So what are you bringing? What are you bringing? So bring something new, add to it. You are powerful, you are worthy, you are more than enough, you have what it takes. So let's put that thing together and let's make sure we bring it home. Thank you.
Hi. In May of 2019, Cori Bush took a pickaxe to 40 years of cynicism and inaction and political discouragement, and woke me up to possibilities that I hadn't even considered since I was a lot younger. I had the total pleasure of working with dozens of other young people who just took me on and took me for what I, who worked with me in a way that, where we were colleagues and confrères and equals, and it was so stimulating to be around young people who were that committed and that bright and that kind. And that stew of people was created by Cori, by Cori's energy and Cori's commitment and Cori's passion. And I just am so grateful for that day in May, and every day since, where I've been involved in this campaign. And Cori, now that you're our representative, I guess you get to be a national treasure. So you're not my treasure anymore. You get to be everyone's treasure. So I love you, and Godspeed.
Cori, I'm so excited to be sending you to DC. There's no one who could better represent Missouri's 1st District. I know how much this district and the people here mean to you, and I know that you're going to fight for us every day that you're in DC. And I'm so thankful that you got back up and you ran again, because now we've unseated a political dynasty, and Missouri's 1st District has a real champion in Congress. And I know I've told you this before, but you're a huge part of the reason that I work in politics. When I think about all of the moments that inspired me to get involved in politics and campaigns, they're all moments or experiences I had with you, or things that you inspired me to do. You were one of the first people who not only told me, but showed me that we have to do more than just be in the streets. We have to also be working within the political system as well. And the only way we bring about real change is by doing both. And so thank you for always believing in me, and for always uplifting me, and for always giving me a shot whenever you could. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you, and I know you're going to do great work in DC.
There is this thing about being an activist, and it's become like this badge of honor. But just a few years ago, back in 2014, it wasn't a badge of honor. We just stood up because we knew it was right, because somebody died, like an 18-year-old baby was murdered. Somebody took his life unjustly. Breonna Taylor was murdered. It ain't right. She was murdered. I don't care about seeing my name in lights or my name in an article or being on anybody's television. I don't care that people know my name. You shouldn't care that people know yours. Our work is in saving lives. So I just want to remind you, as we move into this next phase, remember, we're in a movement. Black Power movement, Civil Rights movement was 10 years strong. We've been fighting since 2014, so we're only 6 years in. This thing has to morph and move again and again. So are you ready for this next phase? We don't have time to waste. It's no more time. It's no more playing, y'all. It's no more time. Don't play activist because people's lives are on the line. Don't play with this thing. Somebody could be missing tomorrow. Can you say that you did everything you could do to save Black lives? So today is your day. Today is the day. And so I'm in this movement from today until we win. Until we win. Let me say, I believe that we will win. Let me hear you say, I know that we will win. All right, we win with you. Have a great one, you all.
Thank you so much, Cori, for representing us and standing up for us and standing in the trenches throughout all of the adversities that you may have faced. You have prevailed. And as a representative of AFGE, we thank you for representing us and showing up for us, and we will do the same for you. We look forward to the partnership that we have already started and continue to build, and congratulations.
Happy Halloween, Facebook. It's your Congresswoman back, girls. Look, we got so much going on. This is an event hosted for the community right at Natural Bridge and Lucas and Hunt at North Oaks Plaza. And we're out giving out bags to every child. Give them to you? Okay, all right, we're going to do it. I took the cue. There we go. All right, thank you. All right.
Happy Halloween!
We're just a few days out from the Tuesday, November 3rd election, and we are out with the community. This is our neighborhood. This is where our office is. Just drive up. It's like you can drive up and grab your bags for your kids. It's been amazing out here. We're out, making sure people stay safe, but celebrating holiday. Yeah. All right. Look, I got bags for your bag. You want a bag for your bag? Yeah. You got a bag for your bucket.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Everett Kelly, National President of the American Federation of Government Employees, AFGE. AFGE represents over 700,000 federal and DC government workers. I'm proud to come to you this evening to congratulate Congresswoman-elect Cori Bush. I'm extremely excited today to have yet another friend of labor to join the ranks in Washington, D.C. I speak on behalf of all of our members in the state of Missouri. We are proud of the way that you have ran your campaign. You've ran it with purpose and with professionalism. This is simply a demonstration of what to expect during your time in Congress. I look forward to working with you to make life better for our members and for all Americans. So I want to say once again, congratulations. God bless you. God bless Missouri. God bless America. And God bless AFGE. Once again, congratulations and welcome to the family. Thank you.
I know people get up in arms when we say the word defund, like they did with my tweet. The whole point is, why do we have to beg for food for people that are hungry? We gotta beg for things that should be all right, and then we also gotta beg you to not kill us. And so that's why we're out here, because it's not their right, it's not their job, it shouldn't be their priority to make the decision who should live or die. All we ask you to do is protect the people and serve the people. You don't get the right to murder our folks, and so we standing up saying we're not taking it. We stopped taking it back in 2014, and if you want to stop seeing us, you better fix it. And so we're calling out every single one of our elected officials, every single business owner that has been silent, every single person that feels like they want us to go away. We're the movement that if something happened to you tomorrow, we would stand with you even though you didn't stand with us. We're giving you an opportunity to come on this side and be on the right side of history with the people. So this is your opportunity. If your thing is chanting, that's the thing, that's the thing. If it's bringing a sign, if that's the thing, that's the thing. But if you don't show up, the sign wouldn't be here. If Heather didn't show up, the live stream wouldn't be here. So we need you, and then what you get here, you take that to your job. You take that to your school. You take that to your family. You go make St. Louis an anti-racist community. You do that. You do that. And if each and every one of us work on that, we put that together, that's how we'll see the change. So we want to see some real change in St. Louis, and that begins with us. Thank you.
Cori, what's up, sis? It's your little brother and state representative Rasheen here. I just want to drop by today and send you some love and congratulations on becoming the next CD1 Congresswoman coming from the city of St. Louis, and the first woman in CD1, as well as the first African American woman in the state of Missouri in that position in our whole state. You know, it means so much, not just to me, to so many people across the city to know that you're going to be our next Congresswoman. We finally got a champion, a fighter, and someone who's going to be there and show up, not just around election time, but all year round. You're giving so much hope and inspiration to know that we actually have somebody who's going to be in a seat that's going to fight for us. And when I say us, I mean all of us, not just a select few, not just people that have money, not just people that have influence, but you're going to fight just as hard for the underserved communities, the ones that feel like they don't even have a voice and gave up on the process. And I know this because I've been able to see this in you over the last couple years. If it's been in Ferguson, when we was getting tear gas together, getting arrested, out there protesting for change and justice in the death of Mike Brown, or if it's been you running for office in 2016 with myself and Bruce, moving from protest to politics because we understood how important it was to be at a table, even when they didn't invite us to the table. You know, me, you, and Bruce would bring our own table if they ain't let us in. But it was so important for us to be at the table and making sure that we moved in these positions from protest to politics. And I'm excited to see what you're going to do as you move from politics to policy, because our city needs it, our country needs it, our state needs it. And there's no other better fighter that can be in that position right now than you. Like, all the stars have came together and aligned at the perfect moment. There's so much at stake in our communities, there's so much at stake in our state, there's so much at stake at our country. And there's no other better person that could be able to advocate, that could be able to fight, that could be able to be unapologetic and talk about the issues that our district need like you. Sis, I am so glad that you're going to be our next Congresswoman. You know, I got your back 110%. Whatever you need, I'm always here. And what you're about to embark on in this next journey isn't something you're going to be doing by yourself. I want you to know you got a whole army full of people that got your back. They're going to criticize you. They're going to talk bad. They're going to say all things about you. But at the end of the day, the people that elected you know that you have the power, that you have the will, you have the resistance to fight through all that and make the change needed in our community. Sis, I am ecstatic for this. You know, it is so great that what's about to happen. And with that, I also want to provide you with a gift. I want to provide you something that I hopefully will see in your office when I come up to DC. But I want to give you the Missouri House of Representatives resolution. A resolution from my office that I want to provide to you, and I just want to read a little bit. It says, whereas the members of the Missouri House of Representatives welcome with pleasure the opportunity to recognize a remarkable Missouri citizen whose efforts and accomplishments have made her a source of inspiration to all those around her. And whereas Cori Bush, a lifelong resident of St. Louis, Missouri, is to be commended for her services as a politician, a nurse, a single mother, a pastor, and an activist, who is Missouri's first Black woman elected to run for the Show Me State's 1st Congressional District. And now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the Missouri House of Representatives, 100 General Assembly, join in extending our most heartfelt appreciation to Cori Bush for her services as a politician, nurse, single mother, pastor, activist, and further wishing her continued success in her future endeavors. Cori, this is from you, from everybody in the state of Missouri, from the 78th District, from your Expect Us family,